What's going on, guys? I'm back with another one. Got a brand new suggestion box review for you. Revisit it. And I say that because this has to be about the third time, possibly, that I've seen the movie Black Swan. That's right. Starring NATALIE Portman, Mila Kunis, and Vincent Cassel. First of all, I want to give a big shout out to my subscriber, Erica Evans. Once again, y'all are always bringing me the strong ones. I swear, I have not got a weak one yet. And if I do get a weak one, it's all good. It's all good. I still got something to talk about. I still got something to in a way, I had to say it like this, criticize or review. So keep bringing those suggestions in. Keep bringing them in. I don't mind. It's all good. But thank you again, Eric Evans. Thank you again. Another thing I have to say, NATALIE Portman has to be one of the greatest, or the most beloved actresses of mine throughout the years. One of them. With movies like The Professional, Viva Vendetta, Your Highness, Annihilation. She's had performances that have really gone unnoticed, in my opinion. They've really gone unnoticed. Maybe not, but it just seems like they have. It says she doesn't get the credit she deserves. With the exception of Vox Lux. Vox Lux was complete garbage. Straight up trash. Alright? Except for the beginning of the movie. That movie was trash. I don't know why. Why it was thought of. And I was disappointed. Moving on along. I also enjoyed her raps on SNL. Even that. It showed me she had a sense of humor. Who thought NATALIE Portman had a sense of humor, right? But she obviously does, and I genuinely, I really laughed at that. I really did. There was not a forced laugh, nothing like that. That really made me laugh. So she's a woman of many. She's a woman of many talents. All right, just had to put that out there and let it be known. Let's get back to this review. Black Swan. For those who are not aware of this movie or ever watched it, I don't see how. It's been out for some years now. It's been out for a long time. Okay, a long time. But if you haven't seen it, Black Swan is about an up-and-coming ballerina named Nina, who is struggling and fighting to get the lead role in Black Swan. Alright. But her instructor is steady telling her she's not ready for this role. She's not ready yet. She needs to open up a little more. She's kind of she's tightly wound. You know, she's an introvert. She's an introvert. She's very to herself, and she needs to loosen up and open up and be free. Alright. So while he's telling her this, a new girl comes in named Lily, played by Mila Kunis, of course. And Lily embodies everything Nina needs to be. Alright. So Nina realizes this, and she's now on a mission to use Lily as her motivation. You know what I'm saying? To be the person for the part. You know, even if she has to physically transform from human to a swan, like for real. Alright? So there's where the plot begins to kick off. Alright. Now, positives. First off, man, this movie has a high level of sexuality. Alright, the sexual vibe is it's crazy. It's remarkable. Okay, in this movie. And I you know what? But it's acceptable. I'll accept. It passes because this makes sense for an industry like ballet or any kind of performance arts or, you know, theater arts, acting, choreography. There's always going to be those group of people or anybody who needs to sleep with somebody to get ahead, who thinks that they have to sleep with their instructor or the teacher or the producer or whatever to get ahead in this game. And that's basically what's happening in the movie. All right, that's basically what's happening. This is not out of the normal. This is not out of the norm. All right, this goes down on a daily basis. Hate to say that, but that's what happens. Plus, you know, it has a great deal to do with her opening up, which would be sexually, because that's an area of her life that she's not really, qualified. I'm not saying qualified, but she doesn't have a large array of partners. Let's just put it like that. Okay. And the instructor can tell. He can tell. He asked. That's one of the first things he asked her when they started to have their dialogue between each other. He could tell that she hadn't had a lot of, either she was a virgin or she hadn't had a lot of partners, and she was very closed within. And she needed to open up. That would have been a great way to open it up. That's what he was trying to push out there. Okay, so the sexuality in this movie was warranted. It was warranted. All right, it's not like it was not needed. It was definitely needed in this movie. All right. Another thing that I really liked about this movie, was the symbolism of the black swan. Man, the transition from her normal self to that black swan. That's pretty much her. It was her opening up. It was her becoming. And, it's obvious, but I like how it was done in the movie, though. I like how it was done. Because I've never seen, of course, if you watch the movie, you've never seen nothing like this. You could say, oh yeah, but this happens in all the werewolf, movies where they become the werewolf. Not really, because this transition was a slow build-up. It was a slower build-up than just, the moon turning, moon coming out, and, all of a sudden the character turns into a wolf. This is not that. This is more of a psychological thing, to be honest. But in the movie, this is really happening, and she's slowly, getting, scratches on the back side where, eventually the wings will be, so on and so on. And the way it was done was just, it was incredible. That was incredible. I almost lost for words on that. It was just done perfect. It was perfect. Especially towards, getting towards the end. A third thing, this movie had, upon watching it for a third time, this movie surprisingly had humor that I didn't catch the first or second time I watched this. Funny little things in there, like, okay, first of all, the instructor, as bold as he is, he literally tells her, go home and I'll say this. Go home and enjoy yourself. All right? Go home and enjoy yourself. Like it's a homework assignment. Like going home and enjoying yourself is a homework assignment. All right? And she goes home and she does it. I didn't catch this in the first time I watched it. I didn't catch all. I didn't really. I knew what she was doing, but I didn't realize that he had assigned her this task to do. Wow. So after her, completing her homework, or in the middle of doing her homework, she kind of snaps out of it, or comes to realize her mother is sleeping in a chair right next to her in the bedroom the whole time. And her discovery, or her reaction to the discovery of this was just it was so hilarious. I don't think it was meant to be funny, but just you're getting into the scene, and you're looking at what she was doing, and then bam, her mom was knocked out the whole time. It's the embarrassment. Oh, the embarrassment. But those little hidden things, those little hidden jewels within the movie are, what made me glad to rewatch this movie. Okay? Because of that part. Things like that. Also, there's some things that I noticed that I like that I noticed now. She never called her mother. This, which speaks volumes for, trauma that she might have went through, or just dysfunction within the family. I think to me that's dysfunction. You call your mom, but she call your mom. All right, not her name, her government name. Come on, it's just weird. Like her mom was a stranger. They did act like they were strangers sometimes. And that her mom was babying her a lot. Wow. Negatives. This is hard. Because, man, honestly, I cannot really find a negative about this movie. That's so crazy. That might be a first. Where there's no negative. The only thing that I could dig up within my my mind is that when I first saw this movie, I think that I had an issue with not knowing whether Lily was real or a figment of Nina's imagination. And it was a back and forth thing for me. Not going to say what the outcome of that is for people who still haven't seen the movie. But even with that, now that I think about it, even with if it had never been answered, or if it's answered, or if it's never answered, who knows? Either way, if it's left as an open end, it's still going to be a good movie. It's still a good movie. And it's still something to speculate. It's still open for speculation. There you go. It's still open for speculation, which I wouldn't mind. I don't mind putting my own end to things that are, left open. All right? I don't mind saying, okay, well, maybe this happened. Because the rest of the movie was still a great movie. It was still a good movie. You can do things like that when you have a good movie. But in the case of movies like Spell, where they had an open end, but it was not a good movie, you can't risk that. You can't risk that. Okay, that's my whole point with it. You can't risk that. But this movie had all the opportunity and all the right to risk it if they wanted to. All right, that's all I'm saying on that. But that's not really a negative. That's not really a negative. So this gets a quadruple hell yes. Hell yeah, man. This movie was good as hell. It really, watching the third time, made me realize just how good it was. Like, it was actually better than the first two times that I watched it. I'm being dead serious. So, yes, I'm glad that I did this review. I'm very glad I watched this movie again. Alright. Anybody who hasn't seen this, please, it is remarkably just the bomb. It's just a great movie, okay? One of her best. One of Natalie Portman's best. I need you to like, share, subscribe, and I'm out.